Stanford loves to run their Princeton series. This is where they had a lot of success against Lemoyne. The pinch post pass to the weak side corner, lined up for threes. See, they're running it again, Jenna.
There's Dimitri with the first bucket of the night. Brooke Dimitri, the senior and the captain, gets him going.
So Dimitri showed her dream shake. Was able to nice jumper over the left shoulder. 2-0 Stanford.
Driving in is Wallach. Tries to get the shot up. And one.
We talked about Wallach. Was activated last game with 21 points in the overtime victory. You can see here, they would get downhill and take the contact from Dimitri. Had to be a foul on her. Wallach has a chance for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Tied up at 2. Make that the lead in favor of Washington State now. I'll take the early one here.
I think Coach Etheridge said that she was not intimidated coming in. They know Stanford extremely well. They're going to try to get up in their face. One thing they're going to try to do is eliminate the three-point shot. Lemoyne wasn't able to do that, Jenna. 18, a record last time out.
The shot from Aguirre sinks it. Stanford back on top.
So if Aguirre can develop that shot, she's going to be a hard handle.
Another travel called on the Cougars.
So again, that's the second travel on Villa. Again, suitcase violation. That's a nice lineup by Garrett. They to knock it down inside the 3.
Nunu Aguirre, sophomore out of Minneapolis, Minnesota for Stanford.
Garrett last time out, Jenna, 18 points. It was a scoring fest for Stanford. He scored 107.
Bosgana! Make it 3.
Showcase Bosgana at the top of the telecast, knocking down threes. Picks up right where she left off.
Janaya Harriel goes down on the ground.
So that's Bosgana lining it up 10 toes behind the line. But again, Washington State having difficulties. They have 4 possessions. 3 of them have been turnovers. 2 by the travel and 1 by the offensive foul.
The other captain for Stanford, Talana Lopolo, banks it in.
Stanford looks for Lopolo to have a big season. The leadership that she can bring. Last time out, she was scoreless.
Thievery by the Cardinal. They'll set it up again.
Stanford again going to their Princeton series. Again, just knocked down a 3 from there.
Drives. Tries to get the shot up, but handled defensively.
Vertical spacer down low, was able to deny that.
There's Wallach.
Wallach again would have a chance to get to the free throw line, posting up from that left block. Sorry, the right block, you can see there, turned over her left shoulder. That was a foul, so she has an opportunity again for a couple of free throws. We talked about her at the top of the telecast. Jenna, 10.5 points last year as a junior, 21 points in the overtime victory against Eastern Washington.
Sinks the first shot here. Brings the Cougars within 5. That personal foul on Elena Bosgana. First for Stanford so far tonight.
Washington State has been their own Achilles heel with the turnovers. It's interesting, Jenna, they've had 5 possessions. Wallach been to the free throw line on 2 of them.
There's Harriel from inside.
Take a look here as Harriel went back door. Apollo with a great lead pass. It was unconventional for Harriel. As mentioned, she was 6 out of 7 from behind the arc.
Stevenson, rejected. Alex Koval using that 6'6" frame.
It's Koval's second block. Showing her length down low. Stevenson tried to go over the top.
Jenna Villa.
That's a good sign for Cougars as Villa didn't travel that time. She was able to get downhill and kiss it off the glass with a left-handed layup.
Eleonora Villa with the bucket.
Yeah, we have to distinguish it too. There are two Villas on the floor.
And not related, too, for the record. Sisters on the court. That time as Wallach shut it down. Shot clock. Harriel. Rebounded by Washington State. Eleonora Villa again.
Villa, nice job. The stop and pop right inside the three-point line. Just like that, Washington State. A nice run, get back in this game down by 3.
Apollo. Out to Harriel. Inside to Stevenson. We'll sink it.
Nice move by Stevenson. She reverse pivot, little jab step. Was able to go right over the top. Nice footwork.
Estera Tuhina, another one to keep an eye on. Helping her out there, Alex Koval.
Well, Koval did a great job. Tuhina was able to get by her defender. Colville's defender had to come and honor Tahina, and she was able to get the cleanup layup.
Eleonora Villa loses it, recovered by Harriel.
Stanford has won for their last 7.
Head coach Kate Bay talked about the captains, Brooke Dimitri, Tilana Lapola, but also the upperclassmen on this team, as that's sung by Courtney Ogden.
Ogden did a great job of taking that ball screen, taking the contact as well, floating to her left. They able to float it in.
Eleonora Villa, Tara Wallach both made the preseason team for all WCC honors.
Great job of screen and roll. Tahina, Colville just was able to not finish over the front of the rim.
We'll take a quick break as Stanford leads Washington State 13-10 here in the first. Janiyah Harriel looking for her first points tonight, but a career-high 24 for her in the season opener against Lemoyne.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need her tonight to pick up where she left off at. She took 8 shots, Jenna, that night, 7 of them behind the arc. She was 6 out of 7, 39% last year for the redshirt junior. So definitely going to need her to get activated tonight. And again, she proved that you can shoot with a mask on. And I asked her after the game, you know, is she superstitious? She told me no. I mentioned to her, whatever she did that morning, do it again, because that effort needs to be duplicated tonight.
And listen to this stat. 8 shots total, as you said. That's actually the highest scoring output with 8 or fewer field goal attempts dating back to 2002-2003 in that season.
Yeah, she was on fire. I mean, everything that she was shooting was just going into the bottom of the net.
From behind the arc, Brooke Dimitri, another 3 points.
So again, we mentioned 18 threes last time out. The Cougs did a great job defensively. Dimitri was able to knock that down as the shot clock was winding down.
Game high 5 points for Dimitri so far.
This is what Stanford want to do. They want to get out and run, in particular on miss baskets, air balls, an opportunity now in their secondary offense.
Dimitri finds Tess Heel, her Stanford debut.
You know, Tess Hill, she's not shy of putting the ball up.
Junior, transfer from Santa Clara. Spent a couple of seasons, just 20 minutes or so south of here.
That was great defense by Dimitri down low, not giving in, forcing a bad shot to the rim.
Chloe Clardy. Just missed.
Already showing her athleticism as well. Abraham got away with a travel.
From deep, Eleanor Villa.
Villa said, you know what, referee not going to call it. We'll knock down this 3 ball. Abraham shuffled the puppies there. We didn't see it. Tess Hill is going to try to get acclimated. It's her first game, her debut playing here at Stanford.
Whistle blown, and yes, as you mentioned, Joaquin, Tess Heel in her first minutes. Take another look at this for Ogden.
Ogden is able to put it on the deck, put her a strong hand, get the foul on the floor. Second team foul for the Cougs of Washington State.
Heel went down. Wasn't sure if she lost her balance there or if she got tripped up somehow.
Well, that's what Villa is saying, that she tripped on her own. Let's take a look at it. I mean, that could easily have been a travel. Tess Hill as well, but Stanford will take it.
Heel. And there you go. Tess Heel's first points as a Stanford Cardinal. And it's 3.
I mentioned Hill. She is not bashful. She will shoot the basketball on any opportunity.
Estera Tahina answers with 2. One of 3 returning starters for this Washington State team. #1 overall seed in the inaugural WBIT in the postseason last year. Travel called on Aguera.
And this is where having knowledge of the Princeton style offense is that they know the reads and the cuts. So this is something that they don't really have to prepare for because they've seen it for so many years, unlike Lemoyne, who's never seen it before. So they have an advantage coming into this game. So this is something they know, they understand the reads and the calls, and you can see there.
Coach Etheridge said they run it better than most teams do in the country historically, but still familiar and able to prepare for it as Heel scoops it up.
So Aguera was posting up, and she was calling for it. Nice job by Aguera. She did a swing through. She thought she was going to foul. She's going to reset it again with 12 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Bosgana gets the call, draws the foul.
Bosgana did a great job of not settling. Gets to the rim here. You can see she goes hard to the rim. There's a reach-in foul. She has an opportunity for a couple of free throws as well.
By the way, our 3 officials tonight, Tiffany Bird, Nicole Murray, and Nicole Leone.
So from the free throw line, Stanford is shooting 67% so far. I'm sorry, Washington State is. This will be the first free throws for Stanford.
That trickles in to make it an even 20 for the Card. Bosgana makes both.
Phillips was able to get the offensive rebound. Jump ball. Stanford had a possession arrow here. 32.2 seconds remaining. So they can pretty much milk it down, get the last shot at the end of the first quarter if they decide to do so. And also, the next foul for Washington State, Stanford will be shooting as well.
freshman Alice Dart in. The Aussie, one of 9 international players on this roster for Washington State. Coach Etheridge said she loves recruiting international talent. Said they love the experience at Washington State, the collegiate experience, athletically, academically. Very hard workers, she said. Just at the buzzer.
Shot clock expiration.
Shot clock expires.
Stanford did a decent job in that situation there, milking the shot clock. Only 0.6 of a second remaining for the Cougs to try to get a shot off.
Courtney Ogden in for the Cardinals.
I'm sure Coach Kate Pay is going to have Stanford to pick up full court, make sure they don't have easy access to try to get a shot to the rim.
Ogden re-enters. We're quickly done with the first one. 21-15 Stanford. Tess Heel in her debut here on the farm, getting her first points behind the arc.
2 seasons they'll play in that conference, where they'll play against Gonzaga, pretty much one of the better teams down there. Usually Portland does well in the WCC, so they know it's going to be a difficult conference to play in. They're looking forward to it.
That was Ghana with the rebound.
So typically when you come out a timeout on ATOs, you have a specific play you want to run. They got the look that they wanted. Speaking of the Cougs, they just were not able to knock it down. Nice dribble penetration, skip to the opposite side of the floor. Nice look.
Bounce pass, Boscana. Couldn't capitalize.
Exactly how you draw it up. The defender's overplaying. You go backdoor. Nice lead pass. This was not able to finish.
The freshman, Charlotte Abraham.
Abraham showed all her tools in the box. This is what Stanford wants to do. Aguirre, last game out, a lot of rim-to-rim scoring. That time was just off her fingertips. The polo was just a little bit high on the pass.
Abraham, the freshman, tied for a game-high 3 threes, 12 points overall. Had a fourth quarter three-pointer with just 4 seconds left. So Washington stayed up. Eastern Washington answered. They went to OT. Abraham certainly shining. That whistle's blown.
It's a late call by the official. It was the right call, the late call. Sometimes the officials kind of wait and see if it does go in or not. That time it didn't. The foul was made on the floor. I believe that's Dimitri's second foul.
Martel Zena at the line, shooting 2.
Actually, that foul was on Boscana.
Martel Zena sinks the first one, the freshman out of Barcelona, Spain.
But Jen, if you take a look at the offense that Washington State is running, it's similar to the Princeton offense as well. So you have 2 offenses going against one another. It's which one is going to execute better in the half-court set.
Eleanor Villa in for the Cougars.
Eleanor Villa in for Washington State once again, as well as Mary Ashley Stevenson for the Cardinal.
Stevenson, the transfer, played big minutes last time out. It's a foul that Coach Etheridge does not like. Pick a foul above the midcourt line. That situation there slows down the clock. It's a foul on the team as well. Those are fouls that you can live without, Jenna.
Washington State crawling back a little bit early on here in the second period.
After their first 4 possessions, 3 of them were turnovers. They were able to get untracked, shooting 43% for the game. Stanford has 9 points on turnovers.
Aguirre out to Lopolo. Aguirre with the board. Travel called.
So that was a travel by Aguirre. We'll take another look at it here. She establishes her left Right there, that's the pivot foot. Yeah, you can see it just came off the ground just a tad. Good call by the official. Sometimes we blame the officials. We have to look at it again, but, 9 times out of 10, they do make the correct call.
Thankless job for sure. It's Boscana now. Trying to get something going. Cardinals looking for their first points of the second period.
There's the screen roll. Polo's going to have that shot.
Sinks it.
That's what they're going to need for her to do. They're going to go under the screen until she proves that she can make that shot.
A 4-3 for Stanford. 4 for 6 so far tonight as a squad.
The Villa does a great job of getting downhill from left to right. Flip it over with the left shoulder, just short of the rim. Bill had an opportunity for the rebound. It was knocked out of bounds. 1-4 flat. You just come like a little flex set.
Aguera, nicely done.
Aguera met her at the summit. Kind of seen it was a flex set out of the offense, out of the baseline, out of bounds play.
Ogden with the spin move.
Ogden showing all of her tools in the toolbox. Put her in a spin cycle, was able to finish with a right hand.
Stanford up by 7 once again. Thievery by Boscana.
Boscana had the right idea, came to a jump stop. You take a look at here is the block. And Garrett said, no, not tonight. He did. Courtney put her in a spin cycle, was able to finish in front of the rim. Ogden getting it done.
Nunu Aguera had 25 points in the exhibition game, the win that Stanford had 91-70 against Cal State LA. It's at the end of October here in Maples.
She got percolated last game with 18.
Kate Pace said it's a new team in a lot of ways, and they can have a different lead scorer every night. Here's Wallach.
Wallach is showing her aggressive nature, getting to the rim, taking the contact as well. Did not get the call that time. As you recall, last 2 times she was in a similar situation, she was able to get to the free throw line.
Tess Heel back in. Newcomer of the year in 2023 in the WCC. She's familiar with it.
So they run a little dribble weave action for Ogden again to try to get downhill.
Alzina.
Alzina was able to use the shot lift, get to the rim, flipped it over her left shoulder. Nice basket in transition for the Cougs. So again, both teams run a similar style offense, so they recognize the read and the cuts.
Aguera in the paint. Gets the bucket and one.
Aguera was extremely aggressive, but what you want to do against a shot blocker, you want to get right inside of her body. Nice job by Aguera using the glass with the finish. She has an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play. See the excitement on the floor for the sophomore. They're expecting big things out of her this year. Last year she played in 36 games, didn't start. This year she's 2 for 2 in the starting lineup, averaged 3 points per game last season.
That old-fashioned three-point play in the books for Aguera there.
I'm sorry, 5.4 points per game last season as a freshman. They're expecting big numbers for her this year.
And the staff says she's got one of the stronger personalities too, very vocal.
Yeah, she's definitely a leader, Jenna. And now they expect more from her.
Wallach lays it up.
So Wallach again is getting all her baskets around the rim from the free throw line and layups. Last time I remember 21 points in the overtime win against Eastern Washington.
Ariel hangs on to it. Recovered herself.
A little two-man game here.
Wallach. Thievery there.
He did a great job with the cross-court pass. I would like to see Harrell take that jumper. She had the screen roll right in the middle. Stay confident for the game from last time out.
Tahina tries to put it back up.
So Tahina saying, I didn't do nothing. That was a flop.
We'll take a break as Stanford leads by 6, 29-23 here in the second. Two head coaches who are incredibly respected throughout the country, and a lot of respect among both of them too. Head coach Kate Pay in her first season as the skipper, as the head coach, but she's been around for 17 seasons on staff throughout a ton of success for this Stanford program. She was a player at Stanford, won a national championship, and there's Cammie Etheridge, her playing career at Texas. Won the Pac-12 tournament a couple years ago with Washington State, their first ever. Big part of why this program's been on the rise. Getting the bucket. Chloe Clardy.
Chloe Clardy showed, hey, listen, I've been in the weight room there, was able to body up and finish.
Wallach able to put it in.
Wallach will not be denied. She has nice size, finish around the rim. Mentioned earlier, 21 points, 10.5 last year.
Here's Heel. Tess Heel, her second three of the night.
Yeah, the Farmers going to love Tess Hill because, again, she's not afraid to shoot, and she can shoot.
5 for 7 in threes is the Cardinal now. I had a conversation with Kate Pay at practice yesterday. We talked about how, you know what, threes are better than twos. That's something that Stanford women's basketball alum Lindy LaRocque talks about a lot. Now the head coach at UNLV was on staff with Kate Pay here a few years back.
You know, now it's all about analytics. Ask the Boston Celtics, right? They shot the most threes and won, but again, you know, I'm from the old school. I just want the best shot available. I'd rather have a scoring possession without a possession. It's a three, if it's three, if it's a two, it's a two.
And number 3 gets 2 right there, Nunu Aguera.
And Aguera is beginning to percolate again, showing her strength inside, going to her offhand.
Behind the arc, sinks it, Eleonora Villa.
Cougs needed that shot. Stanford was getting on a run. Down by 8.
Osgana trying to drive. She'll draw the foul.
That's a nice job by Osgana. Was able to take the screen and get downhill. See here, Wallach here going over left shoulder. They would take the contact to finish, but here is Aguera here. Come right back at you. Score as well, and then she was looking for the foul, but she didn't get it. But you score on me, I'm going to score on you as well.
Both going hard in the paint.
Right?
Yeah.
It's great competition, right?
And that's what a competitor is, right? That's why they come to play on the court like they are, is having those moments.
Absolutely. And remember, they played against each other.
Yeah.
This isn't like they don't know one another. This is the Pac-12 matchup that I'm excited to see.
Cardinal 4 for 5 and 3 free throws so far this evening. Boscana coming out to get it. See some of that Benergy, as Kate Pay calls it, that bench energy. Them getting fired up for the ones who are on the court.
Absolutely. They're all playing for one another. She was able to fend her off with her offhand. Now she has a chance at free throws as well.
Elena Boscana at the line, shooting 2.
There's a lot of talk about some of the big names that have since left from this Stanford team, like a Cam Brink. Boscana, she gets that one in. A senior, she's a 3-time Pac-12 regular season champion in her day here on the farm as well as that 2022 tournament championship. So she knows what it's like to be on a team that gets that success.
And that's what you need. I mean, I mentioned earlier, Iriafa and you lose Cameron Brink. I mean, those are 2 stalwarts to the program. So had a chance to talk to Coach Tempe Brown prior to Monday's game, and she said this is the opportunity for all those players to get a chance to show what they can do. You can see they're answering the call thus far.
Ogden there. Dished it to Heel.
The turnover bug has risen its head again for the Cougs. Tess Hill said, you know what? I'm going to walk into another 3. I'm going to shoot until they tell me don't shoot anymore, Jenna.
3 threes for Tess Heel so far tonight. All of her points, her 9 points, coming from that 3-point line.
We mentioned that she is not shy to shoot the basketball. You know, I had a chance to watch her first year as a freshman playing against Stanford, and she showed that toughness as well. She watched the game on Monday. She said it was 18 threes, but you know what she said? If I was playing, it'd have been 21, 22 threes, and she's showing it tonight. Everyone
getting some time in that season opener, except for Tess Heel. She was unavailable, but getting that debut here tonight against Washington State in Maples Pavilion.
And we talked to Coach Etheridge, right? One of the things she said was, we can't allow Stanford just to shoot the ball from behind the arc. Yep. Well, I guess the team didn't get the memo so far because they're shooting the ball behind the arc. So I'm sure that's something they're going to talk about at halftime, because if you allow them to shoot the ball from behind the arc, it's going to be difficult to beat them.
Cami Etheridge in her 7th season at Washington State, 96 and 90 overall. Looking for her overall head coaching 180th win. 97th as a Cougar.
Stanford's locking down on the defensive end as well. Entry pass to Stevenson. Knocked away by Wallach, but again, they're setting their offense again. Jenny, you see it here. Nice ball movement, woman movement as well.
Boscana chases. Cardinal resets. Transfer's not something that Stanford have typically been able to rely on in terms of recruiting, but Tess Heel, Mary Ashley Stevenson, just the 2nd and 3rd transfers ever undergrad for the Stanford women's basketball program.
And they're going to be leaned on as well to be impact immediately when they come to the program as well. And they're doing a good job thus far. First 2 games of the season. Tess Hill making her debut, showing why she was coveted to come here to Stanford, because she can play from behind the arc. Her toughness is something that you need on the basketball team, and the ACC will get a chance to take a look at it as well this season.
An upperclassman now, Kate Hayes said she has a lot of maturity as well. Will bode well for the Cardinal, and that bodes well for the Cougars. Tara Wallach for 3.
They needed that to stop the bleeding. Wallach was going to actually make the pass first and decided, no, here's the pass. Nope, you're going to take this shot behind the arc and knock it down 10 toes behind the line. 3 ball, count it.
First half in the books, Stanford up by double digits, 42-31. Just as we look at that first half, Joaquin, what sticks out to you the most for both of these squads?
Well, Stanford is shooting the ball well from behind the arc, and defensively they're playing well. But when you look at the turnovers by Washington State, put them in a hole early. Remember, their first 4 possessions 3 of them was turnovers. He had 2 travels and a blocking foul as well as offensive charge. So, again, against a good team like Stanford, you can't do that on the road. They fought back, but then again, Stanford started to get percolating behind the arc. They was able to stretch the lead. They're doing a great job, up by 11 so far. We talked to Coach Etheridge. She was very emphatic saying, no, we can't allow Stanford just to take horse threes, as she put it. They're doing, obviously, they didn't get the memo, or Stanford ball movement is that expertise because they're getting the shots they want.
A lot of adjustments to talk about at halftime here at Maples Pavilion. We'll take a break here at the half. Stanford up by 11. There's been a theme so far for the Stanford Cardinal this season. The record-breaking 18 threes last time. They're 6 for 8, though, here tonight against Washington State.
Well, guess what? In 2 games, they're 24 out of 42. That's 57% in 2 games. So, again, Coach Etheridge said that they wanted to make sure Stanford did not get comfortable behind the arc. Again, obviously, they didn't get the memo because they are extremely comfortable. They're picking up where they left off last game.
And there it is, Tess Heel getting 3 of those threes. So all 9 of her points are from behind the arc. And then in addition to that, Boscana, Lopolo, and Dimitri. So one of the captains getting it done behind the arc as well.
And what's more impressive, their bench play. I mean, you're talking about 8 players have scored. And we mentioned 8 players have scored. And Tess Heel off the bench scores 9 points from behind the arc 3. But again, she said, if I was playing last Monday, we would have had 22 threes.
Well, what does Washington State have to do now to make those adjustments to try to reel that in the second half?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to make shots. If you can make shots, you can get back and play defense. Stanford's doing an outstanding job of denying them the one shot and out, getting out in transition, using their secondary break, and able to find holes within the defense and knock down the threes. So the Cougs need to do a better job of scoring. Therefore, they can set their defense. If not, Stanford's going to continue to run up and down the floor and score at will.
It's going to be interesting here in the second half in Maples Pavilion. The Cardinal up 42-31. We'll take a quick break before we come back. Tess Heel, the transfer from Santa Clara, already making her mark here in her Stanford debut at Maples Pavilion. 9 points, 3 for 3 in threes, Joaquin.
Well, they was anticipating her doing that as well. Obviously, she missed the last game, but she was a big-time transfer to come over to the farm. Stanford has now had an opportunity to watch her play, so I'm sure the participants here are going to be extremely happy for her, and the ACC has to watch out for her as well. Because, again, Stanford played against her at Santa Clara. Now Stanford has her on their team as well, and she's fitting in quite nicely.
A 2-time All-WCC first-team honoree during her time at Santa Clara. Moving to the ACC now here on the farm with Stanford and doing a nice job of fitting in. And that's something that head coach Kate Pay talked about as well. It feels like the newcomers aren't that new anymore, she said, which is a good sign that between the freshmen, the transfers, all the new folks are gelling together really nicely.
Well, you have a lot of energy. I mean, they're trying to prove that they are just as good as the team of last year as well, too. And you have opportunities. You have players now, like Gara, we mentioned to her early. Hey, listen, I get a chance to play. We know about Harrell. She has a chance now to showcase what she can do. The redshirt junior, she showed it the night before. So this is the great opportunity for this current team, this current version of Stanford under the new head coach, can show what they can do. And they started off well with their first victory, scoring 107 points on Monday night.
We saw Mary Ashley Stevenson as well sitting there, the 2024 Big Ten Freshman of the Year from Purdue, making her way out west here with Stanford. Getting some significant playing time is the sophomore out of New York, New York.
And Jen, I'm sure that she could appreciate the weather.
Oh, 100%.
It's like 79 degrees.
It is. My watch says 52 now, but to be fair, it's 8 o'clock local time. Aguirre gets it started for the Cardinal. They go up 44-31 to start off the second half.
I always love to see what plays they run coming out of halftime because you design those on the whiteboard. This is exactly what we want to run. This is the shot we want to get, and then you execute it. So great job of execution by the Cardinal.
By the way, we've talked about this being the 75th meeting between these two teams, but it's also the 1600th game in Stanford women's basketball history. And right there for Eleonora Villa. First points for the Cougars now in the second half.
That was a great job of execution. Well, she was able to get a fade screen, was able to knock down the three ball, get that three right back.
Game high 13 points for Eleonora Villa.
I'd like to see Narelle do a little bit more aggressive coming off that ball screen. She kind of took her time, allowed the defender to get back up on top of her. If she was able to come off of it hard, she'd have had a clear lane to shoot the basketball.
Bounce pass in. Wallach tries to get it up.
It's great recognition by Wallach moving without the basketball. Tried to use the second side of the rim for the reverse layup. Not able to finish.
Bounce pass into Harriel. Sinks it.
Harriel saying, you know what, my three-point shot's not falling. Let me shoot it inside the three-point lane.
Well, we said it earlier. Threes are better than twos when you think about the math. But in terms of scoring, you'll take it all, as there's two right there for Washington State.
Good job of Bill again using the second side. Now, Aguirre saying, what did I do wrong? But here it is. Second side layup by Villa. Aguirre said, only thing I was doing was just clearing out the way for my ball handler. That's all she was doing, Jen. I'm just clearing the way. Fisher said, no, this is not football. You just can't open a hole like that for the running back to go through. That's a foul.
10-point lead for the Cardinal. They've been up by as much as 14. There's Colville. Bounces it in.
And what's so impressive about that play by Colville, she kept the ball up high. She didn't bring it down. It was a nice pass on the screen roll. She kept it high and flipped it over the front of the rim.
Well, it's Ghana to Dimitri. Out to Harriel. Off the rim, but Aguirre with the O board.
Second chance opportunities are huge.
And so are threes. The 7th for Stanford.
And that's what it leads to. You don't get the rebound. When you get a three like that, it's hard to defend on the offensive rebound because the defense is scattered.
Drawing the foul there.
You can take a look here. There's a three the defense is trying to set. And there's a three ball, the long ball. That must feel good for her after having 6 out of 7 last time out. That's the first one for the evening.
Harriel with 5 points on the night now.
Again, Harriel is telling everyone in America that you can shoot with a mask on. She's proving it. She's dispelling all of those myths that you can't do it, you know.
Almost like Batwoman. You know?
The masked woman.
Yeah. And Maples is her Gotham City. Kennedy Ume in. There's Aguirre. Another 3 points for number 3.
And Aguirre showing her tools in a toolbox. To play inside the arc, play outside the arc as well. Trying to play at 3 levels.
Ume with the steal.
Ume was able to get her hands in, get the steal. Stanford again in motion.
One of 3 nationally ranked freshmen on this Stanford team. Tahina tries to answer. Ume aggressive as she's getting her minutes in this second half.
It's important for her to get her minutes in, be aggressive. We don't know how much she's going to play. So it's important for her to get active as soon as she gets in the game. Let Coach Pay know, hey, listen, I'm looking to get my number called as well, too.
Three freshmen, as mentioned, for the Stanford team, ranked nationally in their high school days. Ume was number 44, Shea Ijiwoye, number 53, and Harper Peterson, 87th in recruiting rankings. Nicely done, banked in by Alex Koval once again.
So Villa did a great job there. I love where she was patient. It looked as though she was coming off the screen and roll. She was going to take the shot. She was waiting for a big to roll. As soon as she rolls, she nice pass, touch pass to her for the finish.
Heel, trying to connect.
Yeah, that offensive possession was somewhat dysfunctional, 3-second violation. You rarely see those called. You have to be in there quite some time for an official to call a three-point play. Here it is. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that would count as 3 seconds, Jenna.
All the little things, they add up. Ogden. It's a Stanford team that's hitting 80% from behind the arc in this game. Well placed.
Garrett with a little wiggle there. She goes to the right. Second side, was able to finish. Again, she's scoring at 3 levels tonight.
Cougars get 2 back thanks to Eleonora Villa.
Villa, that's the second time she was able to get downhill, use her left hand to kiss it off of the window.
Dimitri will take it herself. Just bounces out.
The rim was unkind for Dimitri there. She did everything right. Just was not able to complete the deal.
Well, a 10-point lead here. The Cougars are trying to chip away. There's Wallach who comes in.
Wallach does a great job of not quitting on the play. As Koval went through a step through, no one picked up Wallach. She was able to get a room service layup.
Dimitri to Harriel.
Harriel trying to get untracked here. We talked about her all night. 6 threes last time out. The Cougs is kind of cutting into this lead slowly but surely, down by 8.
This is a Stanford team that lost 59.8% of their scoring after last season. So to see their ability to distribute, as you mentioned, Joaquin, has been encouraging for Stanford fans.
And it's been a group effort as well. We talked about it, 8 players have scored. But Washington's kind of hanging around. Bill had a great opportunity there for the left-handed running hook. And this is a great timeout by Coach Kate Pay here because it's dysfunctional. See here, Aguirre says, nope, we're going to go here, second side, put a finish. Stanford up by 8. We head to break.
They came from Washington State. They came out for Stanford, seeing the old Pac-12 right. Still in play. Both teams are representing different conferences.
And I'm still having trouble with it because it just looks different for me knowing that, you know, I've been covering this for the last 7 years and watching these two teams. But again, two teams that are familiar with one another. One last time actually going to play one another again next year as well.
Yeah, home and home that they have agreed upon right away as things changed with the conference realignment last year. At the time, Tara Vanderveer made that call, and here we are. We'll take a quick break here as Stanford's still up by 8. Nunu Aguero with a team-high 14 points. She's been going hard in the paint. She's 6 for 9 in field goals tonight, Joaquin.
Yeah, she's showing all her tools in the toolbox. She's also showing her liquidity with the basketball as well, using both sides of the rim, taking the contact. Again, 10 toes behind the line. She's saying, listen, coach, I can extend my game as well, but here's the second side for the bucket.
One of the 8 shots that have been made from downtown for Stanford in this. About 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Stanford up 54-46 over Washington State.
It's Stanford disjointed offensively, haven't scored in the last 2 minutes and 10 seconds, 0 for 4. Coach Kate Pace said, listen, I don't like what I see offensively, so let me call a timeout and get my team resettled again, refocused. Hope they can come right out here and score. Up by 8, you need to extend by 10. Washington State, they're hanging around.
Kate Pace sitting in the same seat that she sat in as an assistant coach and associate head coach here at Stanford. Says it's not because she's superstitious, but she's very routine-based, so why change it? Even though she's in the new role, she's going to stick with her spot.
Absolutely.
Bosgana for 3.
And Bosgana said, I'm going to stick in my spot as well, knock down another 3 ball. Timely 3, Stanford now up by 11. The offense was kind of bleeding there for a second, but it was able to come right out. Nice cut to the rim.
Hina wide open but can't capitalize.
Wallach did a good spin up. Hina not able to finish.
And goes back to Bosgana. She'll drive. Draws the foul.
Bosgana was able to get down. Go to her offhand, take the count. There's a 3-pointer again. Bosgana saying, I'm a senior. Give it to me, coach. I got you. Now she's going to go right, left or right, finish with her offhand. Opportunity for a couple of free throws as well. And that's the senior leadership that we're talking about. She's been there. She's done that. She's going to put this team on her back if she has to.
That's why Kate Pace said, of course, you look to Brooke Dimitri, you look to Talana Lapola, the captains, but you have some other seniors that know what this program's about.
And Jenna, you know, you as an athlete back in the day, you understand what experience can do.
And there's a lot of newness this season for both of these squads. For Stanford, we mentioned, lost about 60% of their scoring, 54% of the rebounds, 43% of the minutes from last year, plus the new conference in the ACC, the new role for Kate Hay. Lots of newness, but they're all just coming together to get through it and manage it.
Traveling the floor, that prior possession, Barty was able to get downhill and no one stopped her. She had opportunity for a nice little jumper. She was long. That was a clear travel. She traveled 3 times, in my opinion, in that play, Jenna, alone. The referee said, I'm just going to pick one of the 3.
They're all over it. Ariel out to Dimitri. The 10th 3-pointer for the Stanford Cardinals.
So what Ariel was able to do, she was able to get into the teeth of the defense. All eyes on me. She was able to hit the teammate in the corner for the shot. Knocked it down.
Wallach tries to answer.
See here, to get the jump stop. Nice 3 ball. Stanford again, living from behind the arc.
8 points on the night for Brooke Dimitri.
You know, Jenna, that could be a song, Living from Behind the Arc. You have to think about that.
Zagara off the rim. Lardy will reset. And Kate Pace said they weren't necessarily shooting threes. It wasn't their go-to game plan. When you have someone like Cameron Brink, you're going to get it to her. As Zagara draws.
Nice execution on the screen roll. Aguera sprints out of the screen. Nice pass inside, right over the top, led her directly to the basket. The foul on the floor. She has a chance for 2.
Nuno Aguirre at the line, shooting 2.
Stanford is now extending that lead from that timeout. That Coach Kate Pace said she knows her team. She recognizes that they were not coherent on the floor. They're not in concert as one. So let me call timeout, get everyone on one page, and since then, they're on a nice run. In fact, 9-0 run in the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and they have a chance at offensive rebound as well.
Petrie. Another opportunity here for the Cardinal. Drains it again. Chloe Clardy, she went 3 for 3 in threes in the season opener. Drains another one here.
12-0 run since the timeout. And sometimes, Jenna, you have to tip your hat to the coaches as well because they know the pulse of their team. That was a great timeout.
The Cougars answer. Eleonora Villa, they needed that. My goodness! Nuno Aguirre at the buzzer. Nuno Aguirre just continues to get it done. Cardinal 69, Cougars 48.
I tell you what, Jenna, what I love about this play here, you always talk, don't help on the strong side, the jump stop in the middle, and Dimitri with the long ball was able to knock down the tray ball. Great execution by Harriel, taking the screen and roll. You never help on the strong side, but what made that play important, she came to a solid jump stop. They had to honor that. She was able to kick it out to the corner for the long ball. Nice play by both Harriel and Dimitri.
It's the first time with double-digit three-pointers in back-to-back games since the second and third games last year. They had 11 against Indiana on November 12th and 11 against Cal Poly on November 16th. There's Jean Chu in for Washington State.
So, Jenna, since that timeout, 15-2 run, it was 54-46. Coach Kate Pate calls a timeout. They go on a 15-2 run. Now they're up by 21.
That's why they pay her the big bucks. And there's Clardy with the big bucket.
So Clardy was getting downhill, little stop and go action, dribble hesitation, was able to finish with her left hand.
Wallach. There's a fight for that one, but Bosgana will get the rebound. Hanging on to it is Clardy.
That shows toughness by Clardy because she did not quit on that attempt in the backcourt for the steal by Chu.
Ogden trying to get it into Aguirre. Aguirre, Jenna Villa on the ground.
So there is Clardy with the layup. There's a foul on the floor.
Second personal, number 34. Jenna Villa,
Second personal.
4th team foul.
So let's take a look at this play here. Ogden here, she was trying to get an angle to pass it in. I would like her to dribble just one more dribble to the left, get her a better passing angle, but at any rate, it was a foul.
Second personal for Jenna Villa. Rare missed three for Stanford, but there's Chu.
Stanford has done a great job in terms of negating the fast break. It's only their third point in terms of fast break by Washington State this evening.
First points of the night for Chu. Beautiful pass in. There's Bosgana.
So you have two seniors passing to one another. Dimitri did a great job of leading Bosgana to the basket, and she was able to finish. Nice job, nice recognition for the bucket.
Abraham sinks the three. The freshman showing a flash of what we saw in the season opener.
Abraham with the long ball. Now you see the 5-out motion offense, Princeton style. Now they have Ogden playing the pinch post.
Clardy with the drive.
And Clardy likes the matchup. Straight line drive to the rim. Use her inside sneaky hand, as we call it, going to the left side. Use the right hand.
Cardinal up by 22 here in the fourth quarter. Alzina.
So within the offense of Stanford, you have rules, and you're not dribbling at the defender. You see that when you overplay, you just go back door. That's something you practice, you drill constantly, and it worked to perfection there.
Already setting things up. Whistle blown.
You know, it's amazing. You know, when you talk about 18 threes in a game, you say that's obviously it's a lot. But now we back it up with 12. So basically what Stanford is saying to everyone in the ACC in the country, this is what we do. We shoot the ball from behind the arc, and you're going to have to defend the entire 47 feet when you play us in the half-court set.
You balance it with plays like that from Bosgana. That's what puts you up by 24 points. That's something Kate Pace said. She said, we're actually learning more about ourselves every single game. It's a new season, largely a new team. They're learning about themselves as the rest of the country is too. Didn't necessarily anticipate all these three-pointers, but they're certainly embracing it.
Well, the offense allows it to happen as well because it's a free-flowing, style offense, and you have to honor the entire 47 feet. So if you double off one person, you have to skip out, so they do a great job of. They run the on-ball screen, a little zoom action as well. They can run some pistol series off of it. So they're doing a great job within their half-court set of getting everyone involved. We talked about it. When you step in the game, you have a chance to score. So again, everyone's involved. This is what they do, and it's paying dividends so far.
Genevilla, it's both free throws. 89% from the free throw line for the Cougars tonight.
A little split action here again. So, I mean, we get the foul here, but what I want to point out is that Ogden was patient. She looked inside initially. She was trying to get it to Aguirre. That was not the angle that she wanted, so she reversed it back to the top and got a better pass into the Aguirre. Those are the little things within the offense that allows it to continue to be free-flowing. And Aguirre had the easiest shot of the night. She's looking into the heavens saying, how did I miss that shot?
A little bit of frustration with that one, but she's got 18 points on the night.
Here it is. Jump stop. I'm going to make that. No. And then she looks in the heavens saying, how did I miss that shot? Jenna, how did she miss that shot?
Sure, they'll go back to fundamental practice. And that was fundamental right there from Chloe Clardy.
So execution of the offense to perfection. The first person goes through in a split action, then the second person follows her through the layup. Stanford is on fire right now. So here again, that was the second person that cleared out. We call those sacrifice cuts in this Princeton offense. See, here we go through, clear the zone, right back behind to the layup.
4 fouls for Genevilla. She will exit as Alex Koval comes in.
And you know, Jenna, when you're running this offense, everyone has to believe they're going to get the basketball. That's why they call them sacrifice cuts. You have to run just as hard if you don't get it, because what you're doing, you're opening up the back lanes for your teammate. Now it's to perfection when you've seen that.
Third personal, number 8.
We talked a lot about Stanford's offense because how can you not with what we've seen so far? 34 rebounds tonight as well for the Cardinal. That's something that Kate Pace said after their exhibition game when they did give up 70 points to Cal State LA. They really wanted to work on it in practice.
Well, they've done a great job so far, so that message has been received well by the Cardinal.
adjustment, limiting Lemoyne to 43. Right now, the Cougars 55 as Stanford reaches the 80-point mark and exceeds to 81. Dart. Called on the travel. See the travel right there. And the freshman Alice Dart. And in Maples, you can hear the Stanford band. That's how you know it's hoop season, when the Stanford band's in the house in Maples.
Absolutely. Nice defense there, but Garrett says, you know, I'm going to put it on my back and make it happen.
And Ogden makes it happen right after.
So again, you never help off the strong side, but you have to honor Aguera as she's been so dominating down the post. She kicks it out to Ogden, lined it up, knocked it down.
Baker's dozen, 13 threes on the night for the Cardinal. Start. Clardy takes control. Tess Heel.
Stanford now in their secondary break. Running the split action here again. Little ball screen.
Heel. That's her first two-pointer that we've seen tonight.
So she's showing you can score as well inside the arc, but great job by Heel to turn the screen down. She didn't take the screen, came the opposite way, was able to line it up and knock it down.
4 Stanford players with double-digit points so far after that. Tess Heel with 11.
Nice job, nice deflection. Another turnover. Cardinals created.
Clardy.
Clardy with the walk-up three. Long. Now Stanford offense is playing free. Timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor.
There is Ogden again, knocking it down as we head to the timeout. Stanford up big. Jenna, let's look at inside the play. Let's look at this. 2, 4, 6. You have 3 players, 6 eyes on Aguera. Why is that? She has 18 and 8, 7 and 11. But look, Ogden floats down, gets to her open spot. In her vision, knocks down the 3 ball. Another one for Stanford. It's the little things, Jenna, that makes a play successful.
Unbelievable performance for Stanford once again. 13 for 18 in 3-point attempts. Again, back-to-back double-digit 3-point performances. That gets away from Dart. Running after it is Clardy. She'll lay it up. Aggressiveness from the sophomore.
So Dart quit on the play, but Clardy didn't. And that's something that you're going to show on tape. Hey, don't matter what the score is, you still have to play through it. Dribble off their foot. Dart stopped. Clardy said, well, you know what? I'm going to get that layup and make it. Was have a player down on the sideline.
A couple players went down pretty hard. That's Kira Gardner, the junior.
So here's the play here. Right off of her foot here. Then she kind of stopped. And Clardy said, well, you know what? If you're going to stop, I'm going to take this and lay it up for an easy 2 points.
First person on number 40, Courtney Ogden. Second team
One
foul.
thing I heard mentioned at Stanford's team practice yesterday, had a chance to just take a peek, be a fly on the wall, and they were talking about how your opponents don't get slower, they don't get weaker, they just get faster and they just get stronger. And that was some good aggressiveness right there from Clardy to show. She's going full speed.
Yeah, she's going full speed because she sees there's an opportunity to score like blood in the water, like sharks right now. They see it, and I'm just going to score and get every opportunity because it helps my scoring average as well, Jenna.
Nice Shark Week behind the arc here. Ghana with the steal.
It's a great double team on the bounce as well. Another turnover. Great patience by Ogden. Bring the ball back out.
Heel, the dish to Stevenson. Look at that transfer of power.
So you have 2 transfers coming in. Like, that's transfer power, right? It's like twin power, transfer power.
That's
Comes
right.
right in. Jump stop, I told you, Jen. I love the jump stop. Defender has to honor it. Passes right over. Nice shovel pass. Opportunity for the and one.
Coming in for Stanford, Stavi Papadaki, the junior from Greece. Getting some time.
And they're going to try to get her active when she gets in the game. The fans love her. Look for her to get some shots up early.
She was working hard in practice yesterday, too. She could tell that work ethic. Really top notch. Heel. Again!
Excellent offense. They run the same action, but they did an exchange. Tess Hill stepped out and knocked down the 3 ball.
She'll take that right there. 4 threes on the night for Tess Hill.
Stanford is 7 points away from the century mark. Could they do it back-to-back games, Jenna?
Very possible, especially if you keep hitting threes.
I love the chance that they'd have made that shot.
Offensive rebound.
Candace Pettigrew.
Candace Pettigrew. Program best in terms of three-point shooting percentage for Stanford. Unbelievable, 73.7%.
You know, it could be better, Jenna. It could be better. Why not 83%? That's a teaching point.
E.G. Oye trying to make something happen. Washington State will set it up. They'll drain their own 3. The freshman Alice Dart from downtown.
That's a nice second pass as well. Dart in the corner. Stavi, they're trying to get her active here. Watch her run a little exchange right here. Try to get her inside.
Seal tries to go for the bounce pass. That's stolen by Alzina.
It's one of the few times that the Cougars was able to take that pass away. Stanford has used that ad nauseum this evening.
Substitution timeout. Kennedy Ume, Lauren Green, and
Subs coming in. Let's have about a minute left. The Cardinal up by 31 over the Cougars. Just the second game of the season, but the rhythm that we're seeing them be in seems promising.
Yeah, again, I'm sure when they look at the tape of this game, Coach Kate Pay can look at it and say, I didn't like this part about the game. They called the timeout, and the next thing you know, they was able to get back focused, and it's been a rout since then because they just been able to put their foot to the pedal.
It's a Stanford team that was picked 7th in the preseason poll for the ACC out of 18 teams. They're behind 6 nationally ranked teams in the ACC. Take that one. This is the first time they've been outside the AP top 25 in the preseason since 1999 and 2000.
Well, new team, new coaching staff, new players. So they don't have the notoriety as they had in the past. So now just keep knocking down the wins, and somebody soon will recognize that the Cardinal may be back.
Ume at the line. Kennedy Ume. Her first point tonight. There it is. Alice Dart putting up 3. Washington State Still putting up a fight here as we trickle down. Lauren Green almost with 3. The bench was ready to go crazy for Stanford. Under 5 seconds remain.
Stanford back-to-back wins, 107 points on Monday, 94 tonight against their old Pac-12 foe. Nice effort by the Cardinal and Nunu Aguera as well. Stanford has been outstanding, Jenna, scoring the basketball, continuing their assault from outside the three-point line as well, scoring at 3 levels. They're well on their way, 2-0. You see here, Aguera, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. She's the player of the game. You know what I'm going to ask her? Jenna, you know what I'm going to ask her? Why she didn't get 10 rebounds.
Why weren't you perfect?
Yeah, why did you not get a double-double?
She was close to it. We'll have her join us in just a moment as Stanford takes this one by nearly 30 at Maples Pavilion. We'll be right back to chat with Nunu Aguera, see what's going on. Welcome back here to Maples Pavilion. We are joined by the player of the game, Nunu Aguera. 18 points tonight with a team high 8 rebounds. Seemed like the team in general was just in a really nice rhythm with each other. How are you all feeling out there together?
We felt great. I think it's just, we love each other. We have a really good chemistry. We don't really care who scores, so whoever scores is points on the board.
Well, Nunu, I have a question for you. 18 and 8. Well, why not 18 and 10? I
You're
needed
so right.
10 rebounds.
I know, and I'm really mad I missed that bunny to get 20, so that's in my head right now, and I missed a couple free throws, so yeah, it's nagging me too.
You know, when you missed that shot, I said you was looking to the heavens. That was your easiest shot of the evening.
I know, and I was like, that's the one I couldn't make. I was like, I make all the hard ones. I missed the easy one.
You know, that's the Mikan drill. I'm sure you're going to do the Mikan drill.
My coaches have been on me all the time. Mikans every day, so they're gonna say that when I get back to the locker room.
Absolutely.
Well, here's the thing, though. You were near perfect, if not perfect, right, in this one. But for you, when you're actually looking at your team, you're able to score 2s. You can drain 3s, back-to-back games with double-digit 3s for the team. What is working so well behind the arc for you all right now?
We work on our game. We work on our 3 every day. I think it's just a testament to our off-season work. I've been working on my 3 a lot, just taking a little bit more and just being confident with it.
Well, you're shooting the ball from behind the arc. You're showing your liquidity with the basketball as well. I'm proud of you on that because I watched you play last year. I mean, I see you growing. You're getting more minutes. You're playing with more confidence, and I can see it. Your team can see it. You're talking it's a love fest on the floor as well. I mean, you guys are making 3s. You're making 2s. You're scoring at 3 levels. What does this mean going into your next game?
I think we can just carry it over. We've shown that we play together. We don't play selfishly. So just to continue that is a testament to our coaches and teaching us to just pass the ball, move the ball. When it works, it works. So it's working.
That's that sisterhood that head coach Kate Pace says is the foundation of this program. Thank you so much, Nunu. Congratulations.
Thank you guys.
Outstanding performance, and it's happening again. 94 points that Stanford was able to put on the board to get this win. The second of the season. They're starting out 2-0. What a performance. Joaquin, final thoughts?
Well, they're shooting the ball from behind the arc extremely well. They're hard to beat when they can score at 3 levels. They're playing defense. The game was close at one point. I go back to that one timeout that Coach Pay called, and from that point on, it was a race to the finish because they was able to dominate the game from that point forward.
75-0 all time Stanford is against Washington State. This one, 94-65 to wrap it up. Stanford 2-0, Washington 1-1 on the season. The Cardinal off to a great start in the new Kate Pay era.